Welcome back to Vintage Fashion Hat Chat. It's been a while. If you're new here, I'm Norma Shepherd, the director of the Mobile Millinery Museum and the author of 5 books on vintage fashion, including 1,000 hats. And we've been very diligently working on the upcoming Jubilee exhibit, Majestic Inspirations, 70 Hats for 70 Years. And things are coming along tickety-boo. And also we've had a lot of inquiries. This event, of course, will debut in Burlington. It will be free to the public June 2nd, which is a Thursday, from 2 to 4. Well, actually, it will also run on the Friday and the Saturday, same hours, 2 to 4. If you have any more questions about it, you can let me know. We have had inquiries after it debuts here in Burlington. It will travel, and we've had a lot of inquiries already. Some fundraising groups, everything from, a short weekend exhibit to museums that want to have it for a longer period, perhaps even the whole summer. We are going to continue to travel with this exhibit until June of next year, and so we welcome all inquiries. That's what I have to say about that today. I want to show you a couple of old hat boxes. Victorian. This one here, Stetson hats. We're getting a glare. I apologize for that. But look at the wonderful graphics on this. And of course, Stetson made hats for women as well as for gentlemen. The men would take the hats off, pinch the crown and remove it. And after a while, that pinch mark stayed, and it would be, because they were leather hats, that would, you could identify your own hat just by the shape of how it was pinched on the top. So another old prominent firm from years ago was Gainsborough. Now this is a really sturdy, very heavy cardstock hat box. Nice deep one. It has leather strap and handles. Yeah, it's a real treasure. And I just want to say that if you're out in the wild and you're searching for vintage hats and you come across a hat box that has hats in it, at a thrift store or wherever, don't necessarily assume that the hat in the box is from the same era as the box. I want to just want to give you an example here. The hat in this box is from the late 1950s, but it happens to fit the box perfectly and be very safe in there. And of course, wherever the hat box and the hat originated, many things can occur over time, and people store different things in different ways. So this is a really lovely example of mid-20th century, mid to late. The label is Georgette. So it's a wonderful satin cap. And look at these gorgeous trimmed feathers. I'll put this on later at the end when I take off the hat I'm wearing and when I talk about that. Another very simple little black hat, and I love black, is this one. This one is a straw. It's a very shallow cap, nicely trimmed with velvet. It's almost like a swag of stitched straw surrounds this, almost leaf shape. And the label on this one, a very famous American maker, Mr. John Jr., and of course this very bold, large graphic print label was quite typical of the 1960s into 1970s. The junior signifies that they were marketing to a younger demographic, and it was the millinery industry's attempt to get young women to sort of buy into and actually buy hats, because hats were falling out of fashion. So they certainly felt that by marketing directly to a younger demographic, they might do better. Sadly, the end of the 70s really was the design, or really was the demise of millinery in North America, although there were, resurgences around the time of Princess Diana's popularity. But for the most part, the latter 3 decades of the 20th century, really, there was a dearth of hats. Women were just not wearing them. They're coming back, as you know, and we're doing our best to bring them back. Now, the hat I'm wearing today, this is a lovely little linen with a wire tucked right into this downturned brim. The brim will also turn up, so this can be worn either way. I do kind of like it worn down, and this is something that was hand sewn, well, handmade, obviously sewn by machine, but there are patterns for bucket hats like this that you know, if you're a sewer and you're looking to sell on platforms like Etsy or Shopify or Made It, this might be a nice idea for you. This particular one is a gorgeous linen, just perfect for spring and summer. Satin band, and then this little vintage flower, which this particular maker likes to make use of vintage trims. And should be no surprise to you if you follow my channel that it's made by Maria Kursick. She's a Canadian millinery designer based in BC. So a really great hat to bring on spring. Now this one, isn't this fun? I mean, this is so iconic of the 60s. It's very high crowned, sits on the back of your head, just hugs it. You don't need bobby pins or hat pins or anything at all. Looks great with a short haircut or with your hair tied back, and a very dressy cocktail hat. I haven't been doing videos as regularly as I used to, but as I say, we're really gearing up. There's a lot of work going on with the behind the scenes with the Jubilee exhibit, and but it is my intention to get back to doing weekly videos. So I thank you for watching. If you've liked this content, please hit like, share, subscribe, and I wish you a happy day.